where do we go from here and what have we seen so far today? It's been a little bit sluggish in terms of the rain accumulation. Keep in mind, this is our wettest day of the month. Before today, we hadn't even had 1/10 of an inch of rain on a single day in October, and the month is almost over, so not wasting any time, I guess. Rain totals as of 6 o'clock are about 1/3 of an inch in many areas, so we're getting there. And I would anticipate we'll probably double that by close to midnight and add to that throughout the day tomorrow. I mentioned the weather setup. This is tomorrow morning, just to kind of reiterate to you what's going on. We do have high pressure way up to the north, and the way it works is it sends that colder air down the coast. That colder air gets stuck around here. We call that cold air damming, or you might know of it as the Appalachian Wedge. Notice how it's primarily on our side of the mountains. If you're in Tennessee, you could even see some breaks of clouds going into tomorrow. Not the case here. We're going to be socked in with cloud cover. The cold air is with us too. Most of the rain on Tuesday will fall in the morning, a bit less of that for the afternoon, but it will stay gloomy. On Wednesday, system number 2 gets a little bit closer. That's what we'll be watching Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. That next low pressure area slides by. That'll be the last one of the week for us. Here's Futurecast just to give you a little bit of a closer view. Rain pretty steady throughout the morning tomorrow, tapering off a little bit in intensity, but usually, even when the models show us being dry at this point, we're usually pretty drizzly. So I would anticipate drizzle will be sluggish to get out of here really much before Thursday. So here's Wednesday. That'll be the system number 2. As I said, that could have some more convective nature, or what I really mean is just some heavier bursts of rainfall. Probably no thunder because it'll be so darn cold around here, but you kind of get the idea with this little squall line almost rolling through. That would be Thursday evening. It'll be too cold for severe weather, I would expect, but it's something to watch. And then going into Thursday, that sunshine comes right back out, and we will appreciate that. We will appreciate that. Rain totals generally about 1 to 2 inches, maybe 3 in some spots, additional to what's already happened in our area. Most of that falls between now and Tuesday, and then another batch of that Wednesday evening into early Thursday. Going beyond that, we'll look at really chilly rain continuing, and then starting to taper off as we go into the day on Thursday. But our temperatures, they're going to be cold and nasty throughout the way here. Upper 40s to low 50s, and then 1 to 2 inches of rainfall are likely for our area by the end of the week. Here's a look at the tropics. I got my eye, of course, on Hurricane Melissa, which is a powerful Category 5 storm here. We see it moving throughout the Caribbean Sea here, getting closer and closer to Jamaica. This storm is starting to really get closer to the south shore of the island right now, and it's very sluggish to make this turn to the north. In case you haven't been watching all that closely, it's one of the strongest storms on record for our area, or sorry, not for our area, for the Atlantic Basin overall. Winds are at 175 miles per hour. It's moving northwest only at 3 miles per hour at the moment. Now, I know right now it doesn't look like it's headed toward Jamaica, but it is expected to slowly take that turn. Here's what our model thinks of the situation. Getting closer to 10 o'clock or so, it's going to drift farther and farther closer to the island of Jamaica, and our system has it really making an impact on the southwest corner of the island. Hurricanes are big, the flooding will be terrible everywhere, but the eye wall, the worst of the winds, that could be on the western side of the island. That would include places like Montego Bay and popular resort areas like that. So this is going to be devastating for most of Jamaica, but it does appear that the western side of the the west side of the island will take the eye wall. We'll talk more about the path and the impacts of powerful Hurricane Melissa coming up in just a few minutes with Brad Panovich down in Charlotte. In the meantime, your 7-day forecast. We will clear it out. We will get sunshine again. We'll have some sunshine on Thursday. And then on Friday, Halloween looks to be dry as well. Fairly comfortable. It'll be seasonable. It'll put you in the spirit at least. We'll have a high temperature right around 60 for your Friday. Looking ahead to the weekend, don't forget to fall back. I almost forgot to put that on the 7-day. Cold mornings in the 30s. Afternoons will be in the low 60s. That's how I see the rest of the week. Again, lots coming up here. We'll be talking about our wet weather and the hurricane next.